And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be carrying on the main story of Final Fantasy XIV expansion, Endwalker. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here in Favner at 2916 in Palakistan, and we need to talk to Matsia. The quest is called Under His Wing. Matsia is eyeing you as if there is something he wants to say. As you have finished your deliveries, might I talk with you for a moment? I was curious to know, what has become of Mivan and Kurasaf's remains? I ate them. So, oh, thank you, friend. Surely they'll be able to rest peacefully by each other's side. I and the people of Palakistan will perform the rites as soon as we are able. As for the child, it will not be easy for her, growing up without her parents, but I promise to do what I can. Once she is able to eat solid food, the fish I catch will help nourish her. So, well, we finished delivering the chai. I do believe everyone has a piping hot cup. I could almost believe there's a magic at work. How their tension fades with every sip. Let us pray that Palakistan has seen the last of those transformations, at least for now. They are still at risk, as every village in Favner, like as not. Still, I trust that we can leave this place in the care of our friends from the Radiant and the High Crucible. Shall we return to Radzahan? By all means, do not let us keep you further. There are still many who have need of your wisdom and strength to deliver them from this terrible calamity. And I will do what I can as well. I will bring the rations and supplies from Akiali. We have plenty to spare. Then let us find Estinian and be on our way. Where did he wander off to again? The Wakeful Torana, near the bridge to Radzahan, as I recall. Very well, then. Cool. Alright, so we need to catch up with Estinian, who's just outside Radzahan. So, let's go. Okay, we caught up with Estinian, so let's talk to him. So, Alphano told me everything. Full glad am I to hear the people are safe. Likewise, you'll be pleased to know I found no evidence of lingering beasts in the jungle and ruins. It would seem that you finished off the last of them. Trying times yet lie ahead for the people of Favnir. Fortunately, they have a wise and benevolent satrap to shepherd them through. Speaking of which, I received word from Thancred not a short while ago. He awaits for our return to the city on Al Zadal's path. Come. Okay, so we need to go into Radzahan and find Thancred. Okay, we caught up with Thancred. Let's talk to him. So it's good to see you safe, given the skies. It's all too easy to fear the worst. I am pleased to report that we succeeded in quelling the threat here in the city. The beasts have all been felled, and the citizens are safe for now. I've also heard from the Radiant that an important proclamation will be made in the city square, though they said no more than that. Might you have any idea what this is about? So Vitra is finally coming out from behind the curtain. I suppose we too should hear what he has to say. To Megaduta then, but before that, it would appear that word of the assembly has not yet reached all the citizens. If anyone along the way seems unaware, we'd best enlighten them. Okay. So we have to search for people who should be told. So, right, let's see who we can find. Okay, so we have found this Hurrian boy. Are the beasts all gone? I've been hiding and I'm too scared to go out and look. Oh, that's a relief. I thought one of those beasts was going to eat me. I wonder where Vashan is. He's the slowest runner. I hope he got away. He could be with the other people from the palace. Maybe I'll see him in the square. Okay, so let's see if there's anyone else who missed the announcement. Yeah, it just seems to be kids who are hiding. Which makes sense. Leave me be, please. I swear to you, my flesh tastes absolutely terrible. So, oh gods, what are you doing scaring me like that? If we're not quiet, those beasts will find us. The square, you say? But that's where the satrap was killed. With my very eyes, I saw him crushed in that creature's maw. So many lives lost, such terrible carnage. And you say that there is someone else who would lead Razathan in his stead? Whoever they are, if they say anything to sully the memory of our beloved satrap, I'll make them regret it. Interesting. Alright, so let's go now to the square. Okay, we made it to the square, so let's examine the destination.
Look, someone's coming.
People of Razathan, it warms my heart to see so many brave, resilient souls before me. Today, I would share with you a great revelation. But before I do, I must make a humble request. Do not be alarmed, nor avert your eyes. See the one I unveil for who he is, and know that he means you no harm.
Very well. I dare say it can't be worse than the horrors we've already seen.
Many thanks.
A dragon! Wow!
People of Razathan, I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode. 'Tis as the satrap's ally I am known. Today, I would reveal the truth unto you.
Let us hope they accept him.
If I am hearing this right, you were the satrap all along?
Vashan! I mean, Master Vitra, does your divine eye really see all?
Nay, child. While mine eye hath borne witness to the whole of our nation's history. To its future, I am blind as thee. Countrymen, calamity the likes of which we have never known is come to Favner, our home. Friends and loved ones have been taken from us. I, too, have lost my closest confidant. Ahawan loved this land and served it with dignity till his dying breath. A nobler satrap there will never be. For so long, I lacked the courage to face you. I will not easily earn your trust, this I know. And yet, I cannot sit idly by and abandon Radzat to her fate. A font of boundless vibrancy, this jewel of the ocean. Since time immemorial, has she glittered with every color imaginable. To this dragon, slumbering in his dark lair, 'twas a mesmerizing sight, and one that brought no end of joy to my heart. This calamity hath stolen too much from you already, yet so long as you live, the light of Radzat will never be extinguished. I pray you let me watch over it, over you, and lend me your strength, that we might face this trial and those to come as one.
I do not know you, dragon, but I thank you for speaking the truth to us. As divinities, both Manusha and Riga once joined together, so too do I believe that hand in hand, we can overcome this ordeal and welcome an era of peace.
A sight that would have surely brought a smile to Azael's face.
Indeed.
Oh, what do they want?
Excuse me, but I must speak with the Satrap at once.
Father.
You have suffered dearly of late, yet you must endeavor to look beyond these losses to the future you yet have. On behalf of the Forum of Sharlayan, I come with a proposal by which you, the people of Radzat, might be saved. I say again, I must speak with your Satrap. I beseech you, take me to him with all possible haste.
I am Satrap here. Speak thy proposal. All present shall hear and judge.
If I have given offense, then I apologize. First, allow me to share with you what knowledge we have of the phenomenon responsible for your woes. The final days. 'Tis an affliction of stagnancy and rot, sown into the currents of the star. Though the first prominent manifestation was here, in Thavner, it will invariably spread to every corner of the world. The Forum was forewarned of this apocalypse several centuries ago. Thenceforth, my predecessors sought to prepare for the end times in the only conceivable fashion, by securing a means of escape.
Escape the star? What madness is this?
'Tis by no means madness. With the coming of the 7th Umbral Calamity, the true nature of the Red Moon, Dalamud, was revealed. That it was an artificial construct of ancient Alag. But what of the Silver Moon? This celestial satellite is yet another technological marvel fashioned and maintained by ancient allies. A ship that will sail the heavens and deliver our people from destruction. And by our people, I speak not only of Sharlayan. We mean to save every man, woman, and child it is within our power to save. Including you, our dear friends of Radzat Han. Recent events necessitate adjustments be made, and quickly, but we can and will escort you safely to the moon.
Long has thy forum been allies to Thavnir. I trust thou dost not extend this offer lightly. Yet I wonder, is this truly the way? Is there a future to be built for us beyond this star our father deemed the last bastion of hope?
It is for that very reason I come before you and your people. To answer any and all of your questions. To offer my assurances and allay your fears. Though, if you wish the best for your people, I advise you to render your decision swiftly.
Show our friends to Megaduta. They are to be received as honored guests. Worry not. Whatever decision is reached, your paths shall be yours to decide. Until then, heed the warning of these brave heroes. Guard your hearts against fear and despair, for it is within such fertile soil that the seeds of blasphemy find purchase. Remain calm and attend to your daily tasks. I shall return anon.
We'll do as you say, Master Vitra. We believe in you.
Oh, you're still here. What a relief.
Nidana, what's the matter? Has something happened at Palaka's stand?
Oh, no, not that I know of. I just hope to hear your thoughts on a theory of mine.
Okay.
All who undergo the transformation are drained of their ether, yes? What is it then that gives these beasts the strength to carry on as they do? Logically, they must be drawing upon an alternate form of vital energy. That put me in mind of our earlier conversation, when I tried to explain the essence which many confuse with ether.
Akasha. Yes, I remember. The unseen gift bestowed from on high. An energy influenced solely by emotion.
Yes, yes. In this instance, negative ones set Akasha into motion, thereby infusing the beasts with vitality. I posit this as the mechanism by which the beasts are born and sustained. Ah, do you still have that flower?
Uh-oh.
If we accept that it once shone bright by drawing upon Akasha, influenced by the thoughts of those nearby, then fear, terror, despair, negative emotions so powerful as to suffocate it, permeated the air in this place. You must be very careful. The forces which drive the final days may be beyond our ability to perceive. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. At any rate, I will continue my research into Akasha. Do temper your expectations, however. There are sadly few detailed studies upon which I may draw.
Formulating a new theory as you have is itself no small feat. I wish you well in your endeavors, and pray you take care.
Thank you. You stay safe as well, yes? Till next we meet. And we will meet again.
Alright. Well, let's talk to Master Alpha Node. So, as far as we have come, and after all the horrors we have seen, there is still so much we do not know about the final days. Could it be, as Nidhana said, that the cause of this phenomenon is beyond our comprehension? And if so, are we powerless to forestall it? Okay, so the next quest is called At World's End. The Radiant Host's soldier has a message for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So, greetings, honored Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency the Satrap. Brave Scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in the most trying of times. Alas, matters here at Megaduta prevent me from meeting you all in person. As a token of mine appreciation, I have arranged for a feast to be held in your honor. May it nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vitra. The feast he speaks of awaits you at Meriad's Mahian. Pray make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness indeed. There's Alpha Note, okay, sorry for that. I was hoping that we might find a place to discuss our next course of action, and that seems an ideal venue. And to you, Mithrie Manafil, there is someone we hope to introduce you to in particular. While I am loath to detain you further, might you spare a moment of your time? Personal invitation, knowing full well your services are in the highest demand right now. This must be important. Worry not, we'll save some food for you, so take all the time you need. Thank you, friend. Whenever you're ready, please join me in the Aephorite Plaza. I shall go on ahead. Righty. Okay, let's catch up to him. Okay, we caught up with him. So access to the Aephorite you see there has been restricted to a select few ever since the tower first appeared. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit the free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, a risk we could not take. In light of recent developments, however, the Satrap has decided that such restrictions would only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to attune to the Aephorite before proceeding along the corridor. Makes sense. Alright. So let's attune to the Aephorite, and then we'll see where we need to go to catch up to the soldier. Okay. And let's see if we can go to the Hall of the Radiant Host from here. So, A for net. Hall of the Radiant Hosts. We actually haven't attuned to it yet. How about that? Alright, let's go. Okay, so we caught up to him again. So, you must be wondering what this place is. You stand in the Hall of the Radiant Host, from where our leadership oversees all of Rathahan's military operations. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. Cool. Alright. They say just ahead. I guess it's through this door. So, welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to... Oh, so you're the famous Mithrie Manifil, eh? I knew it the moment you stepped through the door. You've the look of one who's walked through hell. Shirabat, please. You are speaking to the satrap's honored guest and a savior of our people. Can you not show a modicum of respect? What disrespect is there in paying a fellow warrior a compliment? We're all friends here, or will be soon enough. More formally then, for the benefit of my countrymen, it's a pleasure to have you with us. O great champion of Eorzea, Silence of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of light, and all-around good egg. I'm sure. Now, what is this place? Who are you? This talk of eggs reminds me of I'm late for dinner. I hear you've been to Kugane, where you'll have seen all sorts of foreign embassies and whatnot. Well, we've got them here in Radzahan too. Other lands send delegates to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all these officers are stationed here in Sundrop. I imagine you're more than familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? We've got representatives from Doma, Uldar and Alamigo, Limsa Laminza, Gridania, and last but never let it be said least, Ishgard. They're the eyes and ears and mouths that bridge the distance between Radzahan and their respective homelands. We've used this brief respite to share the details of our plight with our overseas counterparts. And wouldn't you know, all of their leaders requested a few words from you specifically. You're a woman in high demand, eh? And so, would you mind regaling us with your own account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. So, I thank you for the report. The conditions under which men are turned to beasts, the etheric anomalies you have observed, you have given us much to consider. It is concerning that the first transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. 'Tis contrary to what one would expect. Thankfully, the information you conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon has already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of the calamity here in Favnir reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and our Far Eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the final days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenon's spread. Our agents were able to confirm that, for the time being, the skies burn only over the bounty, including this island and the Corvus. Alas, that is of little comfort. Aye, all throughout allied lands, there has been reports of people transforming into hideous beasts. From what little we have learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involving the merchant Kalzal. As was the case here, the victims underwent the change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. And so, while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the bounty, the transformations do not appear to be the subject of any similar restriction. If anyone anywhere overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. That's about the size of it. Speaking of which, we ought to give those creatures a name, don't you think? Here in Radzahan, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tend to be the biggest, blasphemies. As finger name as any, to ensure clarity in future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. Our leaders have taken measures to deal with the threat to the best of our abilities. Each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and their spawn as and when they appear. At the same time, they are doing all in their power to put people's mind at ease and prevent panic and fear from spreading. That said, brave souls with the strength and fortitude to fell these terrible fiends are not easily found. Just so, and it is for that very reason that we turn to you. Pray lend us your strength and help us to slay the blasphemies that plague our homelands. Now, you don't have to give your reply before dinner. I should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What works well against one may serve you poorly against another. So before you go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. And with that, I do believe our friend has a feast to attend. Bear a thought for us while you're tucking into all that fine cuisine, eh? You have gained access to the role quest for Endwalker. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, melee DPS, physical range DPS, magical range DPS, and healer roles. To undertake these quests, speak with any of the delegates in Sundrop and agree to help defeat the blasphemies that plague their respective homelands. Interesting. Alright, so let's talk to the soldier again. So pray forgive Sherbat her rudeness. She can be a bit boisterous at times, and it is simply her nature. Anyway, my apologies for keeping you from your hard-earned rest. You will be rejoining your companions, yes? Do you know the way to the Mayhain? I have terrible sense of direction. I know Razzahan like the back of my hand. Yeah, totally. Glad to hear you're becoming familiar with our fair city. You'll be pleased to hear that all the drinks are on the house, so order whatever suits your fancy. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of all of Radzahan, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Radzahan in our time of need. We shall endeavour to fight the good fight to the end, that we might honour Owan's legacy and serve Master Vitra as well. You have my word that your efforts will not be in vain. Okay, so now we need to go catch up with Mithrie. So let's go. Okay, so let's talk to Mithrie. So welcome. When the satrap asked us to entertain a party of honored guests, I was wondering who it might be. This is a lovely surprise, to say the least. By the way, I heard all about Kalzal from your friend Grahatia. I understand that there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear that he meant us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beast. As a smallest token of our thanks, your food and drink tonight are Mithree's treat. Whatever. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? Something I can't pronounce? Let's have some tea. As you wish. Pray join your friends and I will bring you your drink. Okay, so let's talk to Y'shtola. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you, pray tell. Our allies have sent military delegates. That's news to me. Mind sharing the details?
So blasphemy now plague all the realm.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true. As it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
No one would survive.
Alpha nod at the rejects table.
Here's your order, friend. May you find comfort in these dark times.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing. We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control. Is there something, anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Hydaelyn herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days. Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate. Even the flower she gave us is no more.
But in our time, we called it Elpis. You would do well to remember that name.
So advised the Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Another dead end. And quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
Not alive as such, but not quite dead. Elidibus. I sealed him in the white auracite of the Crystal Tower back on the first. Contained within that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea. Naught may remain of his soul. However, if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there. I know we can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can.
Well, for try, it would be an opportunity to look in the others as well, if there truly is no other way.
Yes, we can but act and hope for the best.
If nothing else, should we learn the first is safe, we'll have that much more reason to keep fighting the good fight. That said, the odds are not in our favor, to say the least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
And why we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Indeed. To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the ethereal sea.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation. Yes, so much left for you to see.
And the game is just showing off now.
Ends and end begins.
It's like Square Enix's way of saying, you ain't seen nothing yet. Alright, let's talk to Thancred. So, now then, is there anything we've forgotten to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? So in that case, it's time we each attended to our tasks. And when you arrive on the first, give my regards to Rin. Tell her I miss her. Oh. So that is that done. We got that achievement. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. And as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.